What up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner. Today I wanted to show you a video of me cleaning and disassembling my MR556. I just shot it this weekend and got it zeroed, and I just figured it'd be kind of cool to show you guys, and I'll show you what I've done to it. So let's get into it. So this is an MR556. This is one of their earlier models with the quad rail, and the new ones nowadays have a longer M-lock rail. They're still nice, but I'm a pretty big fan of the quad rail. It also has their earlier pistol grip right here. Now they ship with Magpul grips, and then this one has one of their, I believe this is one of the slimmer stocks. I think they have a thicker one as well, but yeah, I like it. I like all the HK furniture. I've added a few things to it, and we'll kind of get into that. So my optic is an Aimpoint T2. It's very nice red dot. I have it on a LaRue quick detach mount, and then it sits a little bit taller, so I have these low profile Bob Rowe sights. You'll notice the front sight is backwards. That's the only way I can get it to line up with my Surefire pressure pad here. And then this is running a mod light on a T-Rex Arms light bar mount. So gets the light closer to the muzzle since it's a 16-inch barrel with a short rail. So yeah, that's the gist of it. I got a Viking Tactics sling. I'm running it through the stock right here because it doesn't have a quick detach point, and I do like this stock. I like all the HK furniture, to be honest, so yeah. So far, it's a great rifle, and it shoots really well. I did not have the tool to adjust the front sights when I went out shooting it this weekend, so I didn't get those adjusted. I actually got my target right here, too. So this is a 100-yard zero target, so you aim right here at 25 yards, and you got to get your impacts right here, and that'll zero it at 100. And then you'll notice my iron sight, I was aiming right here, but it was hitting there. But I did not have a tool to adjust it, so that's the best I did. And then when I got home, I used this screwdriver bit to adjust the front sight because I bought the sight used, or the iron sights used, and did not come with a tool. So yeah, just had to make do. But now the iron sights are zeroed to the red dot and should be good. So let's get into taking it apart. In the rear of my stock here, there is an Allen key, and I need that to take it apart because this is not like your normal AR-15. It does use a lot of proprietary parts, unfortunately. But if you're gonna do like a one and done AR, like survive the end of the world, I do think this is an amazing host. And right here, we push this. That takes the rear pin and the forward pin down. So that's how you separate it. These pins will not go back in unless you depress them again with this very specialized Allen tool. So you'll notice it's a little bit smaller in the front, and yeah, it's proprietary. So don't lose that. But there's storage in the stock for it, plus storage for batteries, for optics or lights or whatever. But yeah, take it apart. Got bolt carrier group, kind of like a normal AR, but it is proprietary to the gun. Got a charging handle. I honestly don't know if these are proprietary, but I assume they are. But it's a good charging handle, it's extended. And then, yeah, got my quad rail here. And what's nice with HK rails is it's just the one screw. So you undo that, and then you could swap it out for any other handguard that you buy. What is it? Geisley makes them, and then HK has different ones. But that's the front setup, and I really like it. This is a little bit heavier of an AR just because it's piston driven, but honestly, lifts guns more, shoot weights. It's a shirt I just came out with. Alright, I figured I'd show you guys a better close-up of some of the parts. So here's the bolt carrier group. Again, it's proprietary to HK. A lot of piston-driven ARs and rifles in general are proprietary bolt carrier groups because of however the manufacturer designed the piston. But I'll show you how this takes apart. It basically takes apart like a normal AR. Your firing pin and retaining pin is captured, so this doesn't come out. You have this piece that also holds the firing pin. I don't know what they would call this, but that's not on your standard AR. So firing pin, and then it also has a spring on there as well. And then here's your cam pin, and then your bolt itself. So looks very much like an AR, just in its own way. I realize this gun's not actually that dirty, but I figured we could at least wipe it down and get it re-oiled up because it won't hurt it. I'm using, I'm using MR556 gun cleaner. I just went through all this cleaner, so I use MR556. It's kind of like a water-based cleaner, but very easy to use. Just wipes down pretty easily. Does not leave a big mess like some of the cleaners that are also oils. So I like this. You can leave it out and it'll just dry. You don't have to worry about wiping off excess like some of the CLPs out there. But yeah, let me just wipe some of these parts down and then I'll show you more of the gun. Alright, cleaned a lot of the smaller parts. Again, this gun wasn't that dirty, so probably didn't need to clean it, but I don't mind. Doing a quick wipe down is never a bad thing. And normally when I let them sit for like multiple range trips, it ends up taking me like 2 hours to clean the guns because I get in this mood where I just have to have it cleaner than when it left the factory. So if I can't be the only one in that. Do you guys like do the same thing? When you actually clean your guns, do you make it cleaner than when it left the factory? Let me know in the comments. I am looking for, oops, sorry, that's my mic. I am looking for my chamber brush. Oh, it is in there. So that thing's seen better days, but it'll work for what I'm doing. Let me know what you guys think about a video like this where I just talk and clean, because it's the first time I've ever done it. So just wanted to try something new and hopefully get you at least a cool look at this rifle, because the rifle's at least worth looking at. My content, I don't know. I really do use Q-tips a lot for cleaning. They're very helpful. I know there's like gun companies that make like the wooden dowel Q-tip cleaners. I have those too, but these are cheaper, and yeah, they work just as good for most things. Part of having dogs is their hair ends up everywhere, and it's not this little dude. Loki doesn't shed. It's my dog Harley. She's a blue heeler. Yeah, I'm talking about you. She's laying over there. She sheds a lot, and it gets in my guns, my cases, just everywhere. But we love her anyways. Another reason why I never really posted me cleaning on like YouTube is I feel like everyone has their own way of cleaning, and they're like, oh, that's not good for the gun, or oh, this or that. But I can say now, I've been cleaning guns like this for years now, and I shoot pretty often, and I've never had any issues with the way I clean. Or at least not that I know of. Like, the guns always run well. Like, I've had malfunctions, obviously, but I would say I don't have any cleaning-related malfunctions. The one thing I'm always trying to be cautious of is I never want to ruin the barrel, especially barrels of like $2,000+ guns. So I have gone from just cleaning rods, like pushing through and like forward and backwards when I first started, to now if I use a cleaning rod, I just push it through, unscrew it, and then pull it back out, to I mostly just use a bore snake because the gun's accurate enough. You saw on the target, it's accurate enough. I'm not like the most precision shooter, but it is good enough. So I use bore snakes a lot now for cleaning the rifle barrels, especially on my expensive stuff, just because I don't want to risk ruining it. But yeah, if you have any other suggestions, let me know. The other thing is, my annoying thing with this bore snake, and it might just be that I need a new one, getting this thing to the end of the barrel, I have to like shake it because it doesn't free fall through the barrel anymore. So like either the cotton or fabric is too thick, but see, it doesn't fall anymore, so I have to like shake it in there. And it's very annoying and time consuming. There we go. First round done. I do this like 2 or 3 times. It's very satisfying to pull it through. Not so bad the second time around. Gotta look into the light. I'm gonna say that's good. So gun is officially clean. Now I'm gonna do an oil and get it back together, and that'll be it. So for oil, I use a lot of MR556 gun oil because it's just easy, and since I clean guns fairly often, a lot of it gets wiped off when I clean it. So that way I'm not super wasteful. I also like using my friend's gun grease or gun oil. This is my buddy Angelo. It's called Jello Sauce, so go check him out. This stuff is good, and I kind of like do a little bit of both on different parts. But yeah, this is high temp gun grease or gun oil. His new bottles say gun oil. But yeah, just a hybrid of the two. You got to shake the bottle before you use it, and then if you ever let it sit on a gun too long, it's always good to add just a little bit of oil to like kind of like liven it back up, because if you let it sit for 6 months, it's going to dry out just a little bit and congeal. So just something to think about. But I use this too, and it's really good stuff. So we'll start with getting the bolt back together. So we have the extractor. I can't forget that little spring. Some rifles have the spring, some don't. But just line that up. And then push this retaining pin in there. Oops. I don't mind my dirty nails. I work with guns all day. Boom. Back together. This is a sexy bolt. I like the stainless or like nickel boron bolts. They just look clean, especially when they're clean, and they show you exactly what you need to clean, because when they're not clean, they're dirty. But that just looks really good. And then what I'll do is going to put some oil on both sides and rub it in. With oil, I don't mind going a little heavier, because any excess is just going to seep out of the gun while it's sitting, which is fine, or it's just going to come out while you're shooting. I'll push that pin in a little bit more. So yeah, that sounds and feels slick. I don't mind a little bit of extra oil. And then we put the cam pin back. And then what we're going to do with this, and my buddy Angelo taught me this, is he takes the Jello sauce, which let me shake it up real fast. He takes this and he applies a good amount of it in here. And you see how it's thick? And then since this is just a high use area, the constant movement just keeps it nice and lubricated. So yeah, it is proven. And then we got the spring for the firing pin. Not all rifles have a spring with their firing pin. Where did the firing pin go? Oh, here it is. So that goes over that. Put a little bit of oil on here because it's moving forward and backwards. And then I need to push this pin back out right here. But what's nice, this pin works for everything. So it is kind of ingenious of them to make it simple with one tool, and the one tool is always on the gun, as long as you're smart. I'll line this up. There we go. So, yeah, it's not like your typical AR where you have your gas rings. This is just under spring tension, and there's hardly hair right there. So yeah, that's it for that. And then what I'll do, put some oil on the charging handle. And we'll slide this into the upper. Can't see and do both. Alright. And then I just use some oil on the outside here. Mainly the front, because you can see like the rails on the side are what are going to get all worn down. And then we'll put just a little bit of Jello sauce. You don't have to do this, I'm just being extra right now, but this will keep it sounding slick. And then for the lower, I didn't wipe this down, but we'll just do a quick wipe down. I just do 1 drop of oil on each side of the spring here. I've always done this. I don't know where I learned it from, but that's just me. And then just a little bit on the firing pin and right here. And then also your takedown pins, sometimes they get a little sticky, so a little bit of oil will not hurt. So with this, I line it back up, trying to stare at the camera and do this at the same time, so bear with me. And then with HK specifically, you need this tool to put it back together. So I'm going to start from the rear pin. So you have to push this through, push, and then push with your finger from the other side. So I didn't show you the takedown pin very well. Let me show you one more time real fast. So I'm going to do it from this side. So again, this pin pushes through right here and then chops the whole pin out. So putting it back together, you just apply pressure on this side while applying pressure from this pin on this side, and it's just kind of a unique thing. And I'm not showing it well either. So you just have to apply pressure on both sides. And that's it. So it's a little weird. It's like a quirky thing about the rifle, but again, I don't mind. And this gun has no play between the upper and lower. Like, I'm trying to move them, and there is zero play. Some ARs you can see clear through the upper and lower receiver, high-end guns and low-end guns. I've seen it on both. But this gun has zero play. There's no like wedges in there. It's just perfect tolerances, to be honest. Like, this whole gun is like a perfect tolerance gun. Like, there's nothing that rattles. There's no give in any part. I would say it's like a tank of an AR-15, but it's not really like a standard AR-15. It's a piston rifle. So very cool gun. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you guys want to see. Thanks.